Welcome to Friday. I'm King 5 meteorologist Ashley Ruiz, taking a deeper dive into your forecast. Kicking things off this Friday morning with plenty of sunshine. Some of you woke up to the 40s and 50s for most spots, but we are going to quickly warm up under sunny skies today, well into the 80s for much of the area. But then we're going to have a nice little change of pace if you don't want the heat. Temperatures 60s and 70s over the weekend with the chance for some showers. Not everywhere. I'll walk you through the futurecast, but everywhere. I'm talking pretty much widespread. 80s next week, and we'll have some 90s out there as well. Let's talk about the shower chances first. It's not going to be widespread. This is going to be a front that moves through the area, and it's going to weaken. It's a weak front, and by the time it reaches Puget Sound, especially Central Sound, there may not be a lot with it, but still a shower nonetheless. Sunday, lingering showers. I'm talking a couple of spotty showers, but then Monday and Tuesday, we are going to clear out and heat up. So we'll have a stronger ridge building over much of the region. That's going to help really warm us up well into the 80s. And some of the computer models are showing even warmer than what you're seeing on the 7-day. But as we get closer, we'll fine tune the forecast for you. Let's take you outside. Beautiful Seattle. You see the mountain is way out, or way off in the distance, of course, but you can see it just clearly. A little hazy, but we have blue sky, which is perfect for Seafair and the Blue Angels. They can fly high, so a high air show this afternoon. Temperature-wise today in the upper 70s up north, the coast in the 60s and 70s, very, very comfortable. And then for Puget Sound and the Cascade foothills and valleys in the mid 80s, east of the Cascades in the 90s, mid and upper 90s. Tonight, temperatures dipping down to the 50s, but we're not going to warm up all too much tomorrow as this front moves in. Temperatures for a large portion of the area, especially Everett northward, in the mid and upper 60s. And then for Puget Sound, low and mid 70s, depends on how many sun breaks we get tomorrow. But the best chance for rain here in Seattle will be late morning or about midday into the early afternoon. But it's also going to be quite gusty. South winds, southwesterly winds between 10 and 20 miles per hour. So it's going to be a close call, but models have been very consistent with showing some clearing by the time the blues fly. And again, I'll show you on the futurecast. But then we turn the page to Sunday, likely a little warmer as we start to, at least for some spots, as the system starts to depart the area. Let's talk about the shower chances and the timing. So here's tomorrow morning. I went ahead and skipped ahead to Saturday morning. Here comes this very narrow line of showers. As it moves west to east, you see how it breaks up. The Olympics going to absorb a lot of the rain and the moisture with it. By the time it reaches Seattle and Central Sound, you see how there's not a lot to it. However, we could have some convergence setting up later. More than likely, it would favor the Snohomish County area, maybe the inlet region, but you see into about 1, 2 o'clock, some clearing in wake of this front. Now, there is that chance this convergence zone may drift a little more to the south, keeping slight rain chances into the forecast, even into the evening hours. But again, it would be very, very spotty, not expecting to wash out. Then that convergence zone should start to fizzle out by Sunday morning. You see how only a few green dots. That's indicating maybe some sprinkles, some drizzle, just because we'll have low clouds in place. In terms of rain totals, and this really shows you how weak this system is and how we're not going to have a lot of moisture with it. Maybe a 1/100th of an inch or so, but we're not expecting anything super heavy with this. But anything, as we well know, will be beneficial. The other impactful thing, I mentioned the winds. It's not going to be a windstorm or anything of that nature, but it could lead to some choppy conditions on the water. The thing is, it's going to be super dangerous east of the Cascades, especially the Cascade foothills on the eastern slopes because of the fire danger. So here's around lunchtime. These are potential wind gusts showing maybe 20 to 30 miles per hour here and through the strait, maybe some stronger winds impacting through the strait and maybe Whidbey Island inlet area. But east of the Cascades, you see those pops of pink and that fuchsia color. That's indicating potentially 40+ mile per hour wind gust. In fact, this is just in. So fire weather watch is this tan color. The National Weather Service of Spokane, I'm talking maybe within the past 30 minutes, upgraded that fire weather watch to a red flag warning. So that's going to be for Saturday. Again, this is not for west of the Cascades, but this is going to be something that's incredibly dangerous because of the ongoing fires, and then strong winds could lead to them rapidly spreading, if not new fire starts. So with all of that being said, again, 80s today, 60s and 70s tomorrow, not going to be a washout, but then Monday and into next week, temperatures are going to climb into the 70s, 80s, maybe a few 90s out there, and beyond the 7-day forecast, it looks as though we'll stick with summer with highs in the 70s and 80s.